Don't give me this patriotism nonsense. I'm not buying it, Senator. Well, another one on this list, on the top three, Senator Dick Durbin, Democrat of Illinois, $127,350, and Democrat from Virginia, Timothy Kane, receiving $101,025. Even if you gave me 25 cents, I would not support a military strike in Syria. Yes, Bashar al-Assad is scum of the earth. He's right up there with Hitler, with Mussolini, let's see here, who else? Saddam Hussein. The list goes on and on. But, even if you gave me a quarter, I would not support this. Yes, I don't like what Assad is doing to his people. I think the guy is an asshole. I'm going to say that right now. But why the sudden interest, Mr. President? Are you getting kickbacks from this too? Because if so, I'm losing a lot of respect for you right now, sir. That's the only thing I can think of. You're getting some kind of monetary compensation for proposing this. And I have a lot of respect for the president. But if you cross this line, a lot of that respect is going to be pulled back. Well, on the flip side of the same coin, the top three defense campaign earners who voted no for a strike against Syria were Senator John Barrasso, Republican from Wyoming, who only received $86,500. Still, you're getting money from military contributions, but at least you're standing to your principles to a certain degree. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, Republican, getting $62,790, and Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, a Democrat, $59,250. Trying to buy that kind of influence. Yes, I understand that companies have to make money. I got no problem with that. But when it comes to the expense of destroying human life just so you can make more weapons, it's time to turn your energies to other things besides building military weapons. How about building facilities to help bomb victims, or treatment centers to help wound victims who've gotten shot from your weapons? That's still morbid, but at least there's a little bit more honor in that. But nevertheless, this thing in Syria is still bubbling, and I hope that it settles down soon, but only time will tell. By the way, the president is expected to address the nation Tuesday night, I believe at 8 o'clock Central Time, to push his agenda on why we should go to Syria and take out Assad. That I think there's more to the story here than we're being told, a lot more than we're being told, and probably a lot more that will never be told for at least a very long time. Well, getting off of Syria and continue on with another topic at hand on today's program. It's one I addressed yesterday concerning Ariel Castro. Of course, the man hung himself in his prison cell Tuesday night, and now the system is revealing how this happened. The most notorious figure behind bars in state history, at least in recent history, how he managed to hang himself with a bedsheet while in protective custody. Castro was just a month into his life sentence for holding 3 women captive at his home for over a decade when he committed suicide Tuesday night. Protective custody involves checks every 30 minutes. Now, Ohio Prisons Director Gary Moore ordered 2 reviews yesterday, less than a day after Castro was found in his cell and medical responders were unable to revive him. One review will look at the suicide, normal in such cases, while the other is an examination of Castro's circumstances and whether he received the proper medical and mental health care leading up to his suicide. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU of Ohio, has called for an investigation into Mr. Castro's death, as well as the question of whether inmates are getting the mental health treatment they need. I'm not sure what to expect out of the findings. I just hope that the system will get a thorough review and that other prisoners that need medical treatment, need that kind of monitoring, will get the treatment that they deserve. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are saying, well, prisoners, they don't deserve that. Look, just because they broke the law doesn't mean that you can morally withhold medical treatment from them. That's unethical, it's inhumane, and it's wrong. I don't like what Castro did. I wish the guy had lived at least long enough to feel the full effects of what he did to those women, and what he did to their families and did to their lives. And he took the easy way out. He took the coward's way out. But then, what did he have to live for? Sitting in a prison cell looking at the lights and the walls. It's a daunting prospect. So maybe in the long run he saved the state of Ohio a lot of money. But nevertheless, the system needs to be reviewed considerably. Alright, well, that's what's on my mind for today. What do you say we take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at that nationwide weather forecast in just a little bit. We'll also have some news headlines, as well as news of the weird, plus a whole lot more on this Thursday edition of First Cup. I'm your host, Joe Haffner, and I'm stalling for time because I'm trying to find my PSAs here, so bear with me. I've been doing some tweaking with the system, and well, some things have kind of gotten shuffled around and lost. But I found them. I found what I'm looking for, and I hope you found what you're looking for too. You're listening to First Cup.
So you take the mouse and click over there, and then you can choose someone you want to call.
My niece. I click here?
Uh-huh.
This is Louisa. Recently she got help going online to chat with her family back home.
Okay, so then you want to hit that green button.
This is her first time on the internet and her first time seeing her niece in 5 years. Louisa doesn't know what to expect.
Louisa? Oh my gosh, there she is. This is amazing.
It's so good to see you. You look so pretty.
But this is definitely way beyond.
Oh my gosh.
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. That's 1-855-387-9166.
Oh, I've missed you.
Oh, me too.
Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
The odds of a young girl being discovered by an industry insider while singing to herself pumping gas? 1 in 300 million. The odds of the daughter of a clergyman from Severn, Maryland spending 11 weeks at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of selling over 40 million records? 1 in 800,000. The odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Bev Randalls, chairman of the Missouri Club for Growth. If you're like most people, you've had enough of wasted tax dollars and inefficient government. It's no surprise independent polling consistently finds that Americans believe at least half of our federal tax dollars are wasted every year. Here in Missouri, our state legislature is working to cut waste and grow our economy by passing the first major tax reform in nearly 100 years. This tax reform will benefit all Missourians by creating new jobs and letting us keep more of our hard-earned money to spend as we see fit. Put simply, tax reform means economic growth, and growth means more money and more opportunities for more Missouri families. If you agree, we need your help. Visit growmissouri.com today to tell our elected officials, stop wasting our tax dollars and start focusing on jobs and the economy. That's growmissouri.com.
Paid for by Missouri Club for Growth PAC.
Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes. Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
Welcome back to Studio 26 on this Thursday morning. Jim Rockford and Joe Haffner and company on the case, as it were. And glad you stopped on by as we take a look at what's trending today.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Oh, isn't that dreamy? Well, let's find out what's going on today on things you need to know for the 5th day of September, 2013. In news attacks this morning, a woman in China has caused quite an uproar by breastfeeding her own son while weaving in and out traffic, get this, on a moped. You know, of course, the young mother soon regretted her decision while crossing the railroad tracks. You know, I know it was a bad joke, but I had to go there. I guess I really didn't, but I wanted to anyway. From the wacky but true files, chimpanzee goes to rehab. Oh, this sounds like a bad Ronald Reagan movie, doesn't it? A Russian chimpanzee named John is checking into rehab. The chimp is getting professional help after years of working as a greeter in a gambling hall left him addicted to cigarettes and booze. I think I read this on News of the Weird the other day, but I'm thinking, how do you know when a chimpanzee is ready to go to rehab? Now, I believe in evolution, and I believe that humans are an offshoot of chimpanzees and so forth, because we're all primates, and genetically speaking, we share pretty much the same DNA. There's just the chief differences in our brains. But how do you know when a chimpanzee is ready to go to rehab? Does he stand at the door with the sign that says "Ready for rehab"? I mean, how does that work? Now, I'm not knocking rehab. I am far from it, but it just makes me wonder, how do you know when a chimp is ready for rehab? That sounds like a question that David Letterman would ask, wouldn't it? Well, let's see what else is in today's trending files. NFL season kicks off tonight at 8:30 Eastern on the NBC network. NFL opens the regular season as Joe Flacco and the defending Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens travel to Denver to face Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos in a rematch of the 2012 AFC Divisional Playoff game. So that looks like to be an exciting game. And Ryan Gosling turned down 50 Shades of Grey role. If 50 Shades of Grey producers had their way, Mr. Gosling would have said hey to Anastasia Steele. Gosling was reportedly the first choice for the role of Christian Grey in 50 Shades, but he was not interested in the part. And finally, something I am looking forward to, coming up on the 24th of this month, Dr. Seuss books will be available in e-editions. That's right, dozens of Dr. Seuss books, those classic children's books, will be available for the first time as ebooks beginning September 24th. That's 2 weeks from this past Tuesday, so I'll be looking forward to that. I hope they have pre-orders available, because I love Dr. Seuss growing up. I don't remember a whole lot of stories, but I do remember my mom reading me some of those books, and I enjoyed them thoroughly, and looking forward to going through them once again. Another thing I look forward to is the news, which we're going to take care of right now with some news headlines. Take it away, Paul.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
And from the Gunther House of Friends news desk, I'm your host, Joe Haffner, with a look at news headlines. As I mentioned earlier in the program, Ariel Castro found hanged in prison cell. Officials say Ariel